Hey guys, it is Ben, aka Fuseboxx, coming to you at a new time on a new day, Thursday. I know I look like crap right now because I've been eating crap lately. So, I got a little bit of a chubby chin going. I'm gonna be getting rid of that very soon. Yeah, I have been not on the ball lately when it comes to my streaming. I have been very distracted. Uh, Number one, having this new computer has also given me access to the video game Total War, which I don't know if you've ever played Total War, but it is incredibly addicting. So I have been balls to the wall with that. The email sign up is dragging ass. It is going slow as molasses, and I am not pleased with that. But I think, in many ways, everything kind of happens for a reason. These are very tough times right now for everybody financially. So, I think launching anytime soon would probably be a misstep anyway. So it just gives us a little more breathing room, a little more time. If you haven't yet, click on the link in the description of this video. Sign up for Outlaw Knights Genesis of a Renegade Part 2. You will be glad that you did. It's a damn good story with damn good artwork. If I do say so myself. Yeah. So, just kind of having a slow summer. Very slow. And I don't really like that. For those of you, many of you probably do not know this. Some of you do, but a lot of you do not. That for a couple of years now, I have been dealing with a very bizarre problem, a very bizarre issue. I have developed a very strange phobia of riding in cars on highways and on bridges. As a result of this, it has limited my movement drastically. I don't like that at all. Because especially right now, I have really been missing going on vacation. I have been missing getting out of town. I used to go to Florida during most of my summers. I have not been able to lately, and I am not pleased with that. I am actually going to be doing my damnedest to try to get to Florida at some point within the next couple months. That's going to require money, of course, money that I do not have, as I am still looking for a new daytime job. I quit my old job a couple of months ago. It wasn't wise, but I was losing my mind. I was getting paid very little to deal with a lot of stress. So, anywho, I'm going to be trying to get out of this damn city at some point. If any of you would like to donate to the Help Ben Get the Frick Out of New Orleans Fund, DM me. Hell, sign up on the email list anyway and put a sign up thing that says, "Hey, Ben, I want to give you money." Because I figure so many people beg for money on the internet. Why can't I? And we have got one of our regular guests coming in right now. It is Rosetta. What is up?
Hey, troublemaker. Oh, that's a cabaret of shit, isn't it?
What cabaret of shit?
Oh, just everything this year, I swear.
Yeah, it has been kind of a rough year. Well, I mean, especially for you, because you've been dealing with a lot of extra bullshit.
You not appreciate me before I have to go to LA, please.
You get to go to LA. Like, I can't leave this effing city right now, and it's driving me crazy.
I don't want to go to LA. I hate cities and I hate California.
I can understand that, but I would rather go to LA than nowhere.
I'm in the mountains. I'd rather stay here, and it's not a fun reason because in one of the basically connected towns that's the outskirts of LA is where a lot of my husband's family is, and his grandmother is dying.
Damn.
So we have to go
Shit.
out so he can say goodbye to her.
Oh, God. This is...
Yeah.
God, when are we going to get the year that where everything goes well?
Well, if it counts for anything, I'm up to 15,000 revs a day on my elliptical for my physical therapy.
Oh, that's good.
I wasn't technically supposed to be doing those revs and starting them until next month, and I wasn't supposed to get to that number till September, but this is me, and we all know how stubborn I am.
I was telling our currently imaginary audience that I gotta get back in shape because I got this little waddle right now and I'm not happy about it.
I mean, you're kind of in shape if you consider balding and roundish a shape. I mean,
I can just talk by myself. I can just talk into the camera.
You don't want to get rid of me, though. You like me.
Did you ever watch Smallville?
Long ago. I don't know how much of it I remember, but long ago.
Because I rewatched Smallville recently, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very refreshing. And I've been rewatching the Arrowverse.
It's one of those things where I try to separate artists from art usually, but knowing what those women were involved in doing to other people makes it harder to watch Smallville again.
It's very...
Or do you remember that?
It's one of those things where it's so bizarre to think about because of the fact that it's a Superman show and the main girl who was involved in that cult was like Clark's best friend. And it's just bizarre to think of like somebody who's best friends with Superman being involved in a cult.
There was 2 women convicted from that show. There were a couple others that were suspected involved with it, but they couldn't prove it. And yeah, the main one was supposedly one of the main heroes of the show.
Yeah, Chloe.
It kind of bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the show itself
but it's also hard too because you don't want to strip all the other people that worked on it from their legacy either, just because somebody turned out to be scum.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I mean, for me, it was just, that was my favorite rendition of Superman to date. Like on TV. It was the best one in my opinion. Although the last season, or the last couple seasons were kind of meh. But that's how it is with most shows for me. So, I mean, and it wasn't that bad.
When did that show run from?
Oh, God. I want to say it started in, like, 2001, and I think it ended in, like, 2010. They went on a good, like, 9-10 seasons.
See, I think that's part of the problem I had with it is when it was airing was an era when I really couldn't keep track of things well. So I saw bits and pieces here, bits and pieces there, and didn't necessarily do great keeping up with all of them, you know?
Yeah.
Because 2001 is when I went to Job Corps. And then after that was in college, then the marriage and getting our lives started, and basically didn't keep up with entertainment much from like 2001 until about 2008, you know?
We have got RJ from Critical Blast with us.
What's going on?
What is up?
RJ,
Hey,
can I make fun of you a little? The beard makes your face look fat.
it does. You know what? You know what else does? The extra fat that's under the beard.
You gained some weight?
I gained about 20 pounds since I moved to Arkansas.
Nice.
Damn.
No, it's not.
What's your secret?
I was already 219, and now I'm like 250. So that's like 30 pounds. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, but you got if I had it in the fun places, then yeah, I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
it so much.
You mean
But-
the fun places? You mean like this kind of thing?
Yeah, that there. So but
No,
but
I've still got this freaking waddle because I spent over a month on steroids when I was on the machines and stuff, and so I've still got moon face a bit. But I'm like I told him, I'm up to 15,000 elliptical reps a day on my physical therapy for my leg injury, so I'm actually losing some weight with that between that and how little I eat. So
good.
it's really, really difficult for me to lose weight, and it usually involves basically starving my organs, so I can't do it very long at a time. And I
weighed
usually end
myself
up
for a
gaining
while,
it
but
back.
just I tried different kinds of things, and I was like, nope, you're just stuck here. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go back to my I don't know if it's a high protein diet, but it's like I'm always aware now. It's like, oh, I need to have protein because I'm giving plasma twice a week.
I protein crash and have anemic issues, so I get that actually.
Yeah.
I can't, unfortunately, donate plasma blood kind of stuff because there's too many genetic issues I have and too many that could possibly be passed in the blood, including some forms of muscular dystrophy can be passed in blood transfusions. So,
Sure.
I mean, it's not worth what I would do to somebody to try to donate. You
Yeah,
know?
I've got the whole list of questions I got to click off too every time I go in. It's like, no, I still don't have any of these things, but I'm having a big old cup of it. I buy these egg scrambler cups, so I have one of those every morning, bunch of protein in that, and I take the fish oil tablets to keep my heart rate down. I'm like, nothing standing between me and that $100 every week. And let nobody say they can't finance their comic book campaign, because you can find a plasma donation center near you, and you can make at least $85 to $100 a week.
I mean,
just
unless
going
you're
in
like
twice a week.
me and you medically
Unless.
can't do that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, and all my disabilities, all my issues, all my problems, I was dealing with the torn leg. I was dealing with having just lost dad. I was on an oxygen machine for 6 months. I was on the steroids trying to live through that. I was still making, selling, promoting, and raising funds to help mom pay for the funeral and the stuff and the bills from losing dad. So when people go, I can't do it, I'm sitting there going, you have no fucking clue what I was dealing with, and I still did it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a way.
Where
I'm
there's
a
a
type
will,
1
there's a gold
diabetic.
digger. I mean,
Yes, and a relative.
I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I don't think I can donate plasma. But
I don't know if that stops you or not. I mean, I'm on high blood pressure medication. They said, oh yeah, it's no problem.
I
The
don't
only
know.
thing that stops me is they'll do the pre-scan, and they're like, yeah, your proteins came back too low. Sorry. I was like, what is it? And they're like, 5.9. What do I got to be? 6. I'm like, give me a cheese stick, for crying out loud. I'll be right there.
oh my lord, we've got John Harvey with us.
He came in from beyond time. John.
Hey, what's
Oh.
going on, guys?
John, have I
What is
met you
up?
yet? I thought I met you recently.
Yeah, you
Okay.
were in your car.
Yeah.
Okay, that was when I was out hiking in the 110-degree weather.
That's right.
Yes.
Hey, RJ, did you get a chance to read that digital comic that you won?
I did not. I got the link, so I just
Okay,
got to
cool.
go out and read it now.
Cool.
Figured that'd be my
I did not-
introduction to Magna.
I did not realize, Ben, that this angle would make me look so boobalicious. I mean, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
as she jiggles and laughs.
Everybody
Look,
make her
I'm-
laugh.
I'm not. I'm willing to go to
No,
any length to get the
RJ,
views.
when you say make her laugh, I giggle and it looks like I'm beating you in the head with them. I mean,
I know.
Whatever it takes to get the clicks. That's what I always say.
That's it.
You know, sometimes we got to be shameless. But
okay, you've got to find that clip of me back on Mindless Entertainment with Jesse when I was promoting Tilt 2 when I did the work for Doc Hogg for it, where I'm literally sitting there in this bustier bra and this shirt down like this going, let me be a little whore for my campaign. Back tilt, in the camera. It worked. We got like 10 backers that evening.
It's physics.
Okay,
Jiggle
so this would be a
physics.
good time for me to bring up my campaign. I'm kidding.
No, like that's the way to do it. That's how you do it.
It was a
I've been-
little shameless. I admit that. It was a little shameless. But
I've honestly
it
been
worked.
thinking about tricking people into thinking that Outlaw Nights was written by like this really big group woman. Because I feel like that would really get the signups going.
I'm right here if you want to use. I'm right here
Yeah.
if you want to use me as a front for that. I mean,
Just tell people that you created it. You're the writer. I'll just be in the background. Like I'm in the, I'm the shadow master.
well, all
Do-
you need
do you
to
realize with
do
all
is
the
raise
deep
just a little funds and have me do a side art piece for it, and then we just say together that this was our co-creation, and that's why I did the side art for the campaign.
Well, no,
There you
see,
go.
I'll just be the invisible partner. Like nobody knows of my existence. I'll be the Illuminati of Outlaw Nights.
You know what? With all the AI art and all the deep fakes, and combined with the VTuber software that exists now, we're about 5 years away from you actually getting to be a big boobed talking person on your stream, and nobody will know the wiser.
I could technically do that now if I just
Okay, please,
self-identify as that.
I don't want to see Ben as a big boobed woman, please.
Oh,
I already have enough
like Pamela
nightmares. I
Anderson.
don't need that one added to the list, please.
I mean,
It would change his voice and change his face. He'd look like Pamela Anderson back in the
I
day.
would still know it's Ben. I would have nightmares about him morphing into her.
I feel like there's some kind of a meme comment about my looks in there, but I'm gonna
No,
choose to
I'm more
not
more
explore
direct
it.
with those. That was just saying I don't want to picture you as a woman.
I'm just gonna choose.
And
not
if I wanted to make a
explore-
shot about you being balding and pudgy, then I'll take that shot
I'm not
openly. I mean,
my hairline receded.
I said
Yes.
balding,
Models will
not
make-
bald.
Yeah, models will make
Yes,
money
yes.
licensing out their images, and then ugly girls will get OnlyFans accounts and just be these stars. I've licensed the image; I can use it for whatever I want.
I think they technically do that already. But
Thoughts gotta eat thought. I mean,
Hey,
I recently rewatched Smallville.
the whole all 10 seasons.
Yep. And I was curious about what y'all's thoughts were on it because I enjoyed it a lot.
you have too much time on your hands if you can rewatch a 10-season show. I mean,
Well, that's obvious. I said at the beginning of this stream that I'm looking for a job and it's not going well.
well, I don't know that. I was running late. I had to deal with my mom.
Well, have you watched the Talkville podcast?
No.
Because Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling are doing exactly that. They're watching all 10 seasons and having a
Yes.
podcast for every episode.
Are you serious? That actually sounds hilarious.
They just started it.
Oh, that's great.
They just started because there's like the TikTok was out this week and it's Rosenbaum talking to Welling. He's like, "Hey, do you want to watch all 10 seasons of Smallville with me?" No, but then we could talk about it. And he's like, "Still no. Would you do it for the fans?" Okay, for the fans. And that's when they.
Just by the way, Rosenbaum is my favorite Flash.
He's a great guy.
Flash?
Well,
Yeah,
considering
Justice
the
League.
other one right now,
Justice League. No, he was the voice of the Flash in
Yeah.
Justice League.
I
Justice
know what
League
you're talking
Unlimited.
about. I was just saying, considering the other one right now, that's not a high bar.
Yeah, that is an exceptionally low bar.
I will say this though, the other one is at least proving himself true. They can't catch him. So,
That's really not a winning argument with me if you consider where the girl he took is
But
from.
you know what the problem with that is?
yeah, I know that. Yeah, because
The
I was
problem, RJ,
thinking
is
of you
they
when we
don't
went
want
over
you.
the story.
They don't
She's
want
from
to catch him, RJ.
Standing Rock. She's from my tribe.
Yeah, and
Seriously?
she's 18,
Yeah.
but she's not an adult because of tribal law. Tribal law says you're not an adult until you're 21, and that overrides federal law right now.
It's not even just that. It's because he's been around them and grooming her since she was 12 and 14. So there's issues of brainwashing and battered spouse kind of behavior and stuff like that they have to consider with it too in the legal case.
Yeah, and her parents finally found where she was when they saw her in the background of the Hawaii video, where they were, when they saw the video of him hitting that woman, and she was standing in the background there.
Man, that went left.
And all these people going, well, she's with him willingly. It's like, no, she's brainwashed from abuse. Yeah. There's a difference. There's a reason why it's so egregious to go after people in their youth, and why it's so easy to brainwash kids into cults. Because the way the brain is developing, they don't understand what they're being speaking from the voice of experience. If you do my ex and old when I was a teen.
Are they? Are they? What is their relationship? Are they? What's the best way to put that?
She's one of a number of people, women, girls that he's got with him. There's one that's like 14 right now.
This is
that the parents have filed a restraining order against him, and now, last I heard, he's holed up in some farmhouse in New England with a bunch of guns.
And
no way! Are you serious?
Yes. Seriously. Seriously.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And
it's been like that for a week, and there's no Waco.
There are multiple. Let's get into what they did with Waco and Ruby Ridge too, because let's say that everything the feds claimed about those cults was true, and they were doing all these things to them. Then why the hell, if this was about protecting the victims of those cults, did they kill the women and children and come in shooting instead of coming in to arrest?
Oh yeah, that was a huge, huge cluster.
That was government killing off people they didn't like. Now, don't get me wrong, the cults were egregious, but they murdered the women and children. The government did. Yeah. It was a massacre.
Well, this is why I like Grant Gustin as the Flash.
He's good.
Yeah, he is
good. I don't like where that show has gone. Like, I think around season 5 is where they really just started to kind of plummet.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, it became Iris and her amazingly fast friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I think Candace Patton is hot as hell.
But... Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah, but the story wasn't about it. But did you see this season's ending?
I only, I pretty much gave up after season 5.
Okay, it's on another upswing.
Is it?
Yeah.
So the last time I saw it, Iris was still stuck in the Mirrorverse.
Oh, she's been out of the Mirrorverse. Now she's got time sickness, and she was into the Still Force.
So what am I like? Am I like a season and a half behind, or am I like 2 seasons behind now?
Okay. So yeah, Barry and Iris basically have 4 kids now.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have.
Ow!
That's
my 4 headphone-wearing ears.
Sorry, my bad. That was very high pitch for me. I apologize for that.
But their kids are gods. Their kids are the Speed Force, the Still Force,
it is Candace
the Earth Force, and whatever. Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, if I was married to Candace Patton, we'd be popping them out. Like.
Well,
you know,
Ben,
repopulating the Earth.
Dream on, Ben.
I'm gonna have 1 million kids just to spite you.
Well, the good thing is if you have the Speed Force, I guess you can.
Yeah, well,
exactly. Like, he's probably,
but you're not hearing me. The Speed Force is one of their kids. The kids they've had are all forces of the universe.
Let me talk to Ben about this whole thing, him claiming he's going to have kids to spite me. I'm literally the one who, every time the feminists hold their sex strikes, hold group chats of lots of sex stripes where every time they run their mouths, we go bang our husbands. There's babies that have been made from the feminist sex strikes. I'm telling you.
Well, the point is I'm going to live forever strictly out of spite. For you.
Okay, now what are you in Ever After? I'll simply deny you the crown and live forever.
My seed will live on. through
That
Candace
sounds like a
Patton.
horror movie. I mean,
My heart will go on.
Candace Patton, if you're out
no.
there,
That
watch
song
it.
made me want to make both of them sink in the water and shut the fuck up. I mean,
I
Candace
saw
Patton
that
ever
film like
sees
4
this.
times.
why are you a glutton
He
for
wants to
punishment?
make Speed Force children with you.
My
Yes.
ex loved that movie, and we went to see the matinee version each time. And she's like, "Why is it us and all these old people?" I'm like, "They're looking for people they remembered."
That's funny.
Oh, is Nora one of the kids?
Okay, so there's old Nora, which looks like Barry's mom. She's the Speed Force, and then there's Nora, who's Jessica Parker Kennedy, or Jessica Kennedy Parker. I don't know. She's
The one
there's
from
Nora the
season
younger.
5.
Yeah, from the future, and her brother Bart. So instead of them being the grandkids, they totally bypassed. Okay, I'm going Flash lore geek here, but they've totally bypassed Don and Dawn, the Tornado Twins,
Okay.
and gone straight to the grandkids. You know, because Bart was supposed to be the son of Dawn Allen and a Thawne. So he was
boy.
like, from both families. And of course, Don and Dawn weren't supposed to be born until Legion of Superheroes time because Flash was living in the future.
Damn.
Flash.
Yeah, I was like, because I've
He
actually
didn't have
been watching.
superpowers. He's just on speed. What are you talking about? I mean,
Oh yeah.
No, I've been rewatching a lot of the Arrowverse stuff, but mainly
Okay.
just like the beginning stuff, because I like the first 3 seasons of Arrow, and I like the first 4 or 5 seasons of Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just there's a point where it's like the writing just completely goes off the cliff. It's like it's when they really start going into the virtue signal-y kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. God, Supergirl was the worst.
Yeah, I
Supergirl
didn't
was
even
like,
watch it.
I actually checked it out briefly to find out what it was. And the first season was bad, but not horrible. It had
Not
moments,
horrible.
but it actually had some decent stuff in it too. And then the second they changed networks and went to CW, the second season, it went straight to the woke as fuck in the first episode. And by 3 episodes in, you'd heard like every woke talking point about like 50 times. Like fucking Martian Manhunter whining about living as a black man, for fuck's sakes.
You chose to, sir. You chose to. You are a green shapeshifter.
And the beauty of it is, he could have changed that at any moment.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Martian Manhunter. He's like, you know what? This is too much.
It was so bad. And I'm sorry, but can we stop swapping every fucking redhead and ginger for somebody black? And I don't say that as anything against people black. But
No.
we have our
But it's
culture
not
and our
respected.
people too.
Well-
We exist too.
So the only thing I can say is, black folks aren't doing that. We don't have
no,
any
no.
power. We don't have any power to do anything.
Oh,
That-
there's a
those
few,
white
but
folks-
mostly
those are
that's
white
white
folks making
mostly
those
it's white
choices.
liberals trying to censor guilt.
Yeah,
There's
those
a-
are
there's-
white folks
there
making
are-
those choices.
There are some of the black supremacists who really are wanting to erase white people and other races and stuff.
Yeah,
I've
the
dealt
three of
with
them
them.
can't do anything.
I've
It's
dealt
true,
with
but
no.
they've got no
Actually,
power.
there's more
there-
than
They're
are
not
people
writing
like
these
that.
shows.
There
actually,
are people like that, but they've got no power.
Actually, there are several of them that actually have quite a bit of power in Hollywood. And they're not
Yeah,
as
but
small of
they're
a
made.
group as people think they are. But again, it's not the majority. And the thing is, they're such aggressive assholes that they make you want to strangle them. And then I sit there and go, and you are why people don't trust people. Everything you say is why people look at me and my godkids weirder when we're out there as our mixed little group selves. It's
Yeah.
those people, the bigots, the supremacists on every side. I fucking want to choke.
It seemed like every time I tuned into Supergirl for the last couple of seasons, the story was always, "Hi, I'm Dreamer, and yes, I really am a girl."
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, Brainiac 5 is like smitten with you, largely because he's
did.
smitten with Dream Girl.
They did the
Who's
same
supposed to be your
thing
ancestor?
that Once Upon a Time did. The moment that they decided they needed the woke points with the gay community, they took a boy crazy, straight as fuck woman and suddenly made her les.
Oh, she was just overcompensating.
Yeah.
If you ever, what I commented on once, I like fairy tales and mythology, so I gave it a shot for a while. They took Ruby, in other words, Little Red, who was the most boy crazy, man chasing hoe bag in the series, and suddenly made her les because Dorothy was attracted to her. What the fuck? I thought you always said it was born that way and that people don't just turn. You know? It was actually really disrespectful to anybody gay the way they did it. Because there was no lore, there was no understanding. They just suddenly switched a character for no reason just because a woman batted her eyes at her.
Yeah, they kind of did that a little bit with Sarah Lance.
Oh my God.
Arrow. But I mean, they kind of bounced around with that.
Yeah, the whole the Legends of Tomorrow thing. But the last season, there was not a straight person on that show.
Yeah.
So it was like what J.K. Rowling said about Harry Potter. Everybody was really supposed to be gay. You remember when she said that? When she was trying to go all woke right before she started warring with the trans community, and she started saying that all the characters were supposed to be gay, and if you don't support that, you're homophobic and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden she started warring with trans people and she quit saying that. I mean, it was really funny because you could see she's just doing it to get points with whichever side likes her. I mean,
yeah. I remember when she said, well, of course Dumbledore was gay. I was like, I guess you can say that because he didn't express opinions for anybody. So retroactively do what you want. But and now of course the movies
the problem is that it just taints everything. You know, it puts that, question mark in his relationship with Harry and all kinds of stuff, and you're just like, come on, man.
I think he was too old for Harry anyway. You're not gonna say Dumbledore was grooming Harry. Come on.
Yes, he was. It would make the show at least slight. I'm sorry. I always found Harry Potter boring. At least it would give something there, even if it's a horrible something. I mean,
well, at the very least, with stuff like what they did with Dumbledore and all that, like, I was okay with it mainly because it was like they didn't feel the need to go hard on the whole like, well, he's gay, so all he taught, he's just man crazy. His entire personality is defined by his gayness. It's like, at least it's like okay, that's just one aspect of his personality. Like that's kind of how like I like it when things like that are understated.
Well, it's like any characteristic of any character. The problem is like so many stories now say, okay, what's the conceit of this story? Spider-Man is gay. That is not a conceit. That's not a conceit of the story. That's not your story. What is this? Okay, I got a great idea. And here's the story. Gay Superman.
That's not a story either.
That's not a story. I mean, okay, so that may be an aspect of the character, but that's not a story.
Yeah.
That's the thing it is so fucking bigoted. They are trying to treat us like check marks. And the thing is, these same people who harass me constantly and make these racist, sexist, ableist comments to me are the same ones who, if I towed the line with their politics, would worship me as an albino minority who's disabled and has all these other issues as a female. They would fucking worship me if I agreed with them and did what they told me to. But I'm off the res, so I'm not allowed to speak.
Well, you gotta remember though, skin color is very important to them.
If skin color was so important to them, they wouldn't fucking support the fake ass fucking dish. I'm trying so hard not to say those words on your air. Fucking Elizabeth Warren.
But how do you really feel, Rosetta?
Yeah.
Like, stop holding
don't
back.
Hold back. Don't hold back.
I'm holding forth a prophecy right now too. By the way, I say 2026 will see the next book in the Harry Potter universe. The next book in the Harry Potter universe, because it'll have been 19 years since Deathly Hallows, and Deathly Hallows ended with 19 years having passed, with Harry taking his son to his first year at Hogwarts. And everyone's like saying, yeah, it's over. And J.K. Rowling saying, yeah, this is the end of the whole thing, full circle. And I'm like, oh, no, because while he's at Hogwarts, it will have been 20 years since the death of he who shall not be named, Voldemort. and there's this resurrection stone that you just dropped on the forest floor somewhere, waiting for someone to find it. And anniversaries
I'm
are
getting bored
a really
already.
good thing to have.
I'm getting bored already with your fanfic crap for Harry Potter.
Abracadabra.
Blah blah blah. It's fucking Harry Potter. Who cares? I mean,
Well, I know,
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I know that they did that. Like Rowling wrote a book based on the play The Cursed Child.
Yeah.
And I think that's dealing with Harry's kids. And from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, there's possibly going to be a movie for that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I knew there was going to be as soon as she released the book.
But
Her other books aren't doing all that hot.
But like none of the original cast want to come back.
Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, Hermione said she's not going to come back as long as J.K. Rowling's got anything to do with it. So I just said, hey, Hermione said she's never coming back.
Marry herself again. Oh,
she married
come
herself?
on. The woman who married herself because nobody else would have her is complaining. Yes, she is the one who started that whole self-marrying shit.
That's amazing.
I was like,
yes.
I don't know. I remember back when the internet was a naughty place. And there were like countdown clocks to when, oh look, only 2 years and 13 days until Emma Watson's legal, fap without guilt, and who would have known she was going to turn into Elliot Page?
Boo.
Now, Elliot Page is less insufferable than her, and that's saying something. I mean, I could snap Elliot Page in half with my fingers, but.
I just find it truly amazing that all those kids turned on her when it's like, I'm talking about turned on J.K. Rowling, because I'm like, this woman basically made you rich. Like her book launched you to superstardom, and now you're going to throw her under the bus because of this stupid.
I don't know that
crap
Rupert
on
Grint's been
Twitter.
all that busy.
Yeah, I mean. But I think I saw something though about the guy who played Hagrid actually defended her. And I was like, well, good on you.
Yeah. Like what? He's like, well, Zot, you're saying people with tits and a vagina are women? Well, of course they're women.
No, it's like
they can't get this through their head. Acknowledging that we are not scientifically the same, and that I'm sorry, men even after they transition are not physically the same and have capabilities and lack other capabilities that women do, is not hateful. It doesn't mean that we hate people who are trans. It doesn't mean we're out there wanting to do things to them. It's an acknowledgement of science, acknowledging that different cultures and races have different skills based on how they developed in the region of the world they had to survive in, is not racist. It's dealing with the science. If you let that make you treat them like they're superior or inferior, now you're racist. Well, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging fucking science. From the people who call everyone science deniers, they are afraid of science.
Yeah, well, it's easy that, once you hear something you don't want to hear, just slap a label on it and kind of stop people, from speaking about it.
Except for it never works to stop me. I don't know how many times those fuckers have tried to cancel me so far, but
especially since I read Rowling's tweet way back when, and it's like it really didn't say anything that I would consider anti-trans or anything like that. Like it was pretty.
If you say the word woman, you are anti-trans.
I mean,
By the way, am I the only one laughing my ass off that Bette Midler tried to make a rant attacking pro-life people and pissed off the entire trans ally side?
Yes. Oh my God.
I didn't
see all that.
She made this post trying to attack pro-life people and trying to blame that side for the birthing people comments and trying to erase women and stuff. And ended up pissing off the entire trans and SJW left, and they're all harassing her now.
Yeah, because they're the ones who use the birthing people logic.
Especially considering how racist her posts have been about Clarence Thomas. They have been really, really racist. And then she sits there and goes, but you're letting this erase 60 years of concern and care. It's like, oh, fucking white savior much? Fuck off, you fucking old whore.
Yeah.
I mean...
Here's the lesson, Bet. How quickly they turn on you.
Here's the
karma
lesson,
coming
Bet.
full circle.
Shut the fuck up, sing and act, you little monkey. Nobody gives a shit what you fucking say, you old whore.
Now, Rosetta, like, I don't stop holding back. Like, you gotta be more honest.
I don't know. I
with
made
your
John laugh at that one.
feelings. Gotta be more honest
actually
with your feelings.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten blocked from her page yet, considering how much I've been trashing her for the last week.
Oh my god, I get blocked so easily, so easily. It's a superpower. I'll see these flame wars going on, back and forth and back and forth. And
You see the flame wars going on,
and I'm blocked.
Yes, that. Or you see this flame war going on, and 2/3 of the people in the fucking war have blocked you, and you've never even spoken to them once.
Oh well, yeah, I get that too.
That's happened to me.
It's like, what the fuck?
Not even
Can
comic
I
book
at least
related. I'm just,
insult
like,
you and
somewhere
offend you first before you turn pussy? Come on.
Hey,
The blockchain.
Mark Brooks had enough of me.
No, the scary thing is that a lot of these people that are in these flame wars and block me, they're not blocking any of my friends. So this isn't a blockchain. They're looking at, they found a tweet of mine and went, and ran away and blocked me without even interacting with me.
Yeah, absolutely is what that is. Let me find this.
And it's fucking hilarious. It
I'm
is.
pretty sure Mark Brooks blocked me too, but I don't think I ever said anything to him. Or
I
if
mean,
I
I
did,
know-
I don't remember.
I know that Gail Simone blocked me, but I actually wasn't the one who started that war. She attacked me and started trying to get her fans to harass me, and I ended up getting her and her fans to all block me.
Oh, yeah. What's her? Yeah, Gail Simone blocked me, but that was because I did start some shit with her. So
I
gotta
didn't.
be
I
honest.
actually made a comment saying that you shouldn't promote being racist to anybody, no matter their skin, no matter how pale or dark they are. And she decided to try to jump on me and try to spread that around to tell her fans, look, this person hates minorities. And I'm sitting there like, I fucking am one, you fucking bitch. You know?
now, what is this?
This is what got Mark blocked. This is why Mark blocked me.
Oh, took me a second there.
Took you a second. Yeah, you had to figure out who the names were there. Yeah.
I
But
wonder.
it's true. Every time he goes on a rant, it's always in the wake of Heather Antos doing something.
I'm pretty sure, isn't she like she's not really working that much anymore, is she?
Well, she's at IDW. What's there to do?
Yeah.
Ride that monkey into the dirt. Come on. It's
Because like,
she's
yeah,
ballast.
yeah, like I haven't really seen much of like her doing much of anything. Same with like Sana Amanat.
Badly editing, badly written Star Trek fan fiction.
Well, yeah, I mean, producing the Ms. Marvel show.
No, Heather's not doing that, is she?
I think she's a producer on it because she created the character.
No, Heather didn't create Ms. Marvel.
Not Heather. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay. I got really confused there. Yeah.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
somebody. Wow.
What?
I'm trying to see here because I've not actually spoken to Mark Brooks. So I have to see now if he's actually gotten to the point where he's blocked me even though I don't interact with him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he ran a block bot. You know, blocking everybody who follows people that he considers the wrong sort. Speaking of,
And then he
Draco
still continues
Malfoy.
to basically talk about Comicsgate a lot. Like, okay,
Yeah,
dude.
like he's obsessed with us.
He's trying to get, he tries to start things, and then, but because he blocks so many people, it's like he gets to start things and then have the last word.
Well, that and I always like to know who's blocked me because I always block back.
Did he block you?
Yes.
Yep. That's how it goes.
What a pussy. I mean,
You're in the realm of champions now. Good old Mark Brooks.
I have let's just say there's a few people I know who work at the different comic labels who've actually pretty much told me that they're being told not to speak to me in Marvel and DC now.
I can believe that.
That there's actually a little me with a few thousand followers. I have a blackball from Marvel and DC.
Well, you know, my original colorist for issue 1 of Outlaw Nights pretty much said that he wasn't going to work with me again because of all this Comicsgate stuff.
Seriously?
Did you tell him to go fucking suck a hose down his...
Here's the thing, like, he's from India, and, like, he doesn't really know anything about these little wars, but it's that he wants to work for the big two. And so, like, he basically heard from somebody that he had to disassociate with CG. And I was polite about it. I was just like, all right, man, well, you know, we're going to miss you, you know. But, like, I got pissed off mainly, like, I wasn't really pissed at him. I was pissed at whoever the fuck got to him. Because I'm like, you know, you're screwing with my business, man.
There are several.
Here's the question now.
There are several people who work in Marvel and DC who will still send me DMs telling me they like stuff I'm posting or they support me, but they will not comment to or like my stuff because they're afraid of their bosses.
It's so crazy.
That's absolutely pathetic.
Go back to your guy in here.
Do that shit. They shouldn't have to do that shit.
No.
If they decide they like an artist, they should be able to support them, whether they agree with them politically or not. And the thing is, these guys don't even agree with me. They don't even like the community, but they like me. They shouldn't be told they can't talk to somebody because we don't like your people. You know?
Yeah. I got blocked by Gail, and I recall the exact tweet that did this one too, because we would go back and forth. This was when that Umbrella guy went to the anime convention in Texas, Anime Matsuri. And he had the mask on, you know, the Umbrella guy mask, because he was still kind of, you know, protective of his, you know, public identity then. So Gail goes on and says, yeah, the only people who wear masks are cowards. And I said, I look forward to your next installment of The Cowardly Batman. And it was like, gone. Sorry.
I guess
like, you do nothing but write people in masks for a living.
Right? You know what kills me about that is that it's interesting how much all of these Hollywood people with armed security to protect them can talk shit about other people who are having hundreds and thousands of people sent from them to harass, threaten, and try to kill them. For how dare you protect your identity or be armed to defend yourself? You're trying to get us killed, and you have armed security to protect your lazy, rich, mostly white asses. So shut the fuck up and shove it up your crotch.
Oh yeah, and I remember recently, what was it? I forgot what the asshole's name was, but some asshole tried to dox that Umbrella guy because of all the Johnny Depp stuff.
That was
the wrong guy in Missouri.
The dude who, like, he sets up a bunch of bot accounts. Which, you know, nothing sketchy about that.
Right. Well, I mean, you know,
you do realize you do realize all the stuff they brought up about Umbrella Guy and dropped in the court case is cited stuff that his interactions with his mods and his posts and stuff, and I looked through the documents and you could actually see me in some of those.
Oh wow, you're famous.
You in some of those? Cool.
Because I'm one of Umbrella Guy's wrenches.
Well, Amber's going to show up at your place, and she's going to shit in your bed.
Amber shows up at this place. We've got guns and crossbows here. We can deal with her. I mean,
no, it's here. Here's the thing. I did one story on my website about. No. Here's what it was. Tug put a comment up about Zoe Quinn and Alec Haloka, and this was during all the Amber Heard stuff. And I said, oh, yeah, you mean this? Because I had a story on our website about it, and I linked it. And I just showed him the graph the next day. I'm like, look at this little spike here. This is what your crowd does. He's like, hold my beer. And he goes out and he says, yeah, I really like that Critical Blast channel. You all should give them a follow. 2,000 followers that day.
Whoa.
That sucks. I need those.
I
need that help.
YouTube channel, man.
I need that help, damn it.
Where the hell is Lola? Where the hell is Lola?
Seriously.
So I'm like, thank you, Tug. Appreciate it. I should have given you my YouTube channel, something that actually made money. Twitter doesn't do shit.
See, this doesn't help, because all the shout outs I got from Tug were before all this Amber stuff, and unless people were jumping every link he suggested then.
Well, he's famous because he's infamous.
Yeah.
He's the enemy of the right people. Good stuff.
It's been an interesting ride. I mean, he was doxxed a long time ago. I mean, and it frustrated me to no end because I could see it happening, and there's nothing you can do with passive aggressive assholes.
The thing is,
what had happened was, he was going back and forth with these different people who were all sort of infamous satellites, and then out of the blue, from nowhere, they just changed their Twitter profiles because suddenly they were super, super in love. And we're going back to Harry Potter here, Rosetta. I'm sorry. But they were super, super in love with the actor who played Neville Longbottom. It's like, oh, I'm the stand for this guy. I'm the stand for this guy. Now, of course, the actor's name is Tug's name. So, that. And Tug was like, hey, look, they're trying to dox me on their channel. I'm like, what? No, we're just really big fans of this guy. Oh no, did you just dox yourself? Do you have the same name as this guy? And I was like, you passive aggressive fucks. Yeah, we know that. You were telling him you knew, and he kind of let everybody else know. Best thing he did probably was just let people know who he was, because once it's out, they can't hold it over you anymore.
No, definitely.
And that's the thing is the anime community that I'm involved in. Okay, yeah, they call the stream the Knights of the Anime Roundtable. That should give you a clue how nerdy we are, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys know who like Fatal System, Matt, and Geek Hero and them are, and Anime Night, and
a couple of those.
These are guys who've been very supportive to fandom and CG for a long time. They've been being systematically targeted by that group and Kiwi Farms and doxed out and threatened. And they went after Geek Hero's job. They actually contacted his employer repeatedly. They've gone after Matt's family. They've doxed Anime and tried to go after his sister. They're trying to get information on Fatal. They've been harassing him and his wife about their recent miscarriage.
Fatal J?
Fatal Error System.
Okay.
He's part of the anime community I'm involved in. And this is my inner circle. And I've seen the posts and the chats from these private groups where these guys are asking people if they have any information on how to find my information.
Well, I would just direct them to my website and say, yeah, click the advertising link. It has my name, address, and phone number right there.
My address, if they can find my address, they're really, really talented because I have it locked between so many seals and protections. It's not even funny. I've searched the dark web and you can't find it.
The only thing that makes me nervous about that stuff is like these are the kind of folks who would like do something like vandalize or
and they go,
cops.
Well, they go, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? It's like, well, first of all, I'm not scared if they come after my family because my family is way too redneck for this shit and they'd just shoot them. I'm just saying, my family is very redneck and you try to fuck with them, you're going to get shot. That's it. I'm good with that. I'm not worried about them going after my family. And,
where she is, she is 911.
You got to realize the house I'm in right now, in my mom's house, I have to go over 2 massive mountain passes to get to a town of over 1,000 people to do any shopping. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Also known as Oklahoma, right?
No, nowhere near there.
No, nowhere near Oklahoma. Okay.
I'm in the Black Hills.
Okay.
In the land of Crazy Horse, Sturgis, Rushmore, and all that. Yes.
Soudak.
So, this is a redneck area. You don't fuck around here.
Yeah.
This is a place, you're in biker land in the mountains. You're talking about hill folk in biker gangs. You don't fuck around here. It's just, no, you don't do that shit. Especially with this many reservations around, because they'll just haul you out on the reservation and dump you in the desert. I mean, I'm not saying I support that, but I'm telling you, be realistic here, right?
Just being
Gonna be
educated.
clipping.
I don't care.
Clip that out.
I didn't
No, I'm
support it, but I don't care. I mean, it's the truth. They're not
I'm
going to
not-
succeed here to screw with people. So
I'm
I'm
not
not
famous
worried.
enough for them to stalk me. Like none of them. I don't have enough hot takes for the assholes to stalk me.
I should not fucking. I don't even have 1,000 followers on my YouTube yet. How the fuck do I have blackballs from Marvel and DC specifically telling them don't speak to this woman by name?
That's crazy.
Because you said like you're friends with people like Mindless Entertainment. So I mean, connections.
Yeah, I've had people who were doing crowdfunders that were formerly with DC and or Marvel. I'm going to keep the person anonymous as much as possible. And they were scheduled to do a show, and they let me know 30 minutes beforehand that they had just gotten a chance to see the channel and didn't think it was really a good fit.
Come on.
It's so nuts how like of all like entertainment conglomerates for there to be like this much, I guess, like this much of like a war, like for comic books.
Yeah,
Like we have agents that are scouring the internet that are gonna find you, and you know.
Dear people in these big companies, do I look scared?
I mean, it's just like the big lie, the big thing of like, you know, CG is this evil, awful harassment group. It's like,
I mean, if you want to go technical on it, I'm not pulling stuff out that'll get you in trouble on your stream, but I can reach over on the shelf there just a few inches from me, and I've got a machete there with a saw back.
I don't have any weapons. All I have is the New Orleans weather. These folks from the north and the
I'm not
west, they
scared.
can handle it.
I have an army of squirrels.
I can deal with heat because the Black Hills here may get very, very, very cold in winter, but they also get very hot in summer because this is, while it's high altitude mountains, it's also a desert,
But if
and
the
we're
heat
near the
doesn't get-
Badlands.
But if the heat doesn't get you, the humidity will.
That's the next part of what I was explaining. Where I live in Iowa, average humidity in the summer is 90 to 100, basically from mid-spring till winter.
I mean, that's pretty much here.
So I'm used to it. I'm used to it enough. Yeah, I fucking hate it. I don't like heat. I prefer cold, but I can handle it.
And we have prehistoric reptiles that. Well,
Oh, you mean the
kill
fucking
ya.
gator I had to dodge on the highway going through the bayou when I went down there?
Yes.
That was about twice as long as my car and snapping at the tires as I went around it.
Yes.
That wasn't much different than trying to go around some of the bison when they're pissed off, honestly. I mean,
We don't have any bison. They don't like it down here. Technically,
I
New
grew
Orleans.
up in the mountains. It's different animals, but I'm used to bighorn sheep, bison, coyotes, mountain lions, wolves, all this shit. I'm used to crazy wildlife. I'm used to rattlesnakes and dangerous bugs and shit. So the South doesn't get to me that much.
Well, New
We should get
Orleans is a
Bigfoot.
city that was built in a way that's like, it's like it should not have been built where it is.
In a fucking
Because-
bowl.
Yeah, we're literally like, yeah, and
You're waiting to get another hurricane and just see how many stories up the water goes. I mean,
pretty much. But also, yeah, it's just the fact that our streets and all are paved over former swampland, so it requires constant maintenance. And our mayor from California is currently spending more time going on vacations to Sweden.
do you know what the fun part is about where I live in Iowa? I've come up with the perfect description of Iowa. You have about 85% of the state is shithole, corrupted corporate farms and balls and assholes and redneck farmer douchebags. You got about 5% of the state is some massive cities that make no sense and don't belong in Iowa, full of these people who think they're yuppies, but they're in fucking Iowa. And then the rest of the about 10% of the state is fucking swamps.
Yeah, that's kind of our. Yeah, we got a lot of rednecks in Louisiana, but none of them are in New Orleans. New Orleans is the Sodom and Gomorrah of the South.
And look,
I
I can handle rednecks depending on the rednecks, but ones I cannot handle are these ones who think that they're fucking hot shit rednecks because they're on some farm that has some money coming in. So they act like they're yuppie rednecks. No. Fuck that shit. Go fuck yourselves.
Those are on the North Shore.
One of the worst combinations in the world is yuppie and farmer and redneck in one shot. Fuck that. And I am so subtle, aren't I, John?
I love it. Yeah, you know what? You really need to speak your mind.
I know, I've been
Rosetta,
holding back
show?
so long.
So
You should
Rosetta,
have
what
a
do you
show,
think
Rosetta.
of Smallville? You ever heard of Smallville? It's about Superman.
It's not about Superman. He never shows up.
Well,
He
the
does in the
very
last
last
episode.
episode he does.
That was
Kinda.
actually
I think it was. It's not my favorite version, but it was okay for what it was to me. I didn't get hooked on it, but again, I didn't get to watch consistently either because of when that was.
I was annoyed
I
that
was
they
hooked on
never.
it.
I was annoyed that they never got those guys together to do like a Superman movie. I thought,
Well,
like, that would've been
considering
great.
the women in that show, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could have recast Chloe. I mean, even though, like, you know, it's like, it really sucks because she was hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say of all the people who were like, recruiting women into a sex cult, Chloe wasn't the one I had picked.
I know.
Technically, she was the one that was found as the head of it. There's another woman from the show who got minor charges connected to it, but they couldn't connect her as much as Chloe.
Kristen Crook.
And then there were two others they suspected, but they couldn't prove it. And they were all women from that show.
That's called.
And
that's
what's
why
funny-
it's called acting, because you think you know folks, but you don't, because they're just acting.
I know.
Yeah, because
What-
Mark
what's funny
Hamill's
is
a
this,
flaming piece of shithole. I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
Superman and Lois, the current show on
do
CW,
you guy?
was
Okay, go
dealing
ahead.
with a story where Lois's sister had been inducted into a cult, and they were trying to get her out of it, and she didn't want to leave, and they were going to meet the cult leader. I'm like, oh, please let them have cast Allison Mack. That would just be perfect.
Yeah, that would be too on the nose.
Okay,
She would be like, there's really very little acting required here.
so
It's method acting.
what I was gonna say, Ben, do you actually know what actually cost me my first Twitter account?
I'm gonna guess it was something to do with Allison Mack.
No.
Damn it.
Do you know who it was I got in a flame war with that ended up mass reporting every tweet I made to her?
Is it somebody from
Gates.
Smallville?
Fucking McFadden from Next Gen.
Oh, the doctor?
Because she started going on this tirade saying that nobody needs guns to defend themselves and police shouldn't exist and stuff. And I point out, it's really easy for you to point out from your ivory tower with armed guards. And then she made posts saying that, if you're white, you're racist. And I went, you do know you're white, right, bitch? And that started the war. And it got to the point where she and her followers were harassing me so much that my followers decided to get even. So she had about 2,000 people spamming all her posts with "Shut up, Beverly."
Oh man!
And then my
Did they mean it
my
to
account
Picard?
went. Then my account went poof.
What did
they
Wesley
mean
have
it
to
to a
say?
Captain Picard? I hope.
Oh, they were using the clip where Picard actually said that to her too.
Oh sweet.
Damn.
She got mass spammed with it, and then my account went bye-bye.
I know Marina Sirtis said something really stupid last year.
Oh, she's always saying something stupid. She's a flaming bigoted sack of shithole. I mean,
What is it with Star Trek? Like that so many of the actors are just complete assholes.
well, and the thing is that Shatner's an egomaniac, but he's actually not an asshole. He loves doing charity. He's an egomaniac, and he's plastic as fuck. He admits it. He's had so much plastic surgery, it's not even funny. But he's
Yeah.
at least wants to help other people.
I was thinking more of people like George Takei and even what's his face? Reading Rainbow dude. LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Although
Even
I
he's
did
an
do a
asshole.
little, his comment did come off asshole, but I did actually look up. There actually was some history to his comment that was accurate. There actually was one of the writers that told him he didn't want to write any good stories for him, flat out, and the writer admitted it.
Damn.
So as much as I didn't like his comments, there actually was some validity to that one.
I actually met him at San Diego Comic-Con. It's probably been, I don't know, a decade ago. He came by the booth. He was a cool dude.
That's the other one that has been really weird lately, but I can't hate on him too much, is Steiner, because I actually think his behaviors are erratic. He's really friendly to people one minute and then really freaked out and blocking them the next. And honestly, if you look at his behaviors, he's acting like he's having old age issues. He's acting like he's getting dementia or something.
His emotion chips on the Fritz.
I was about to make a data joke.
But so I'm actually legitimately saying, something's not right there. So I'm not going to hate on him for it because there's something wrong. And it's just like, as much as I can't stand 90% of the shit Will Wheaton says, he is a stand-up father. He is a stand-up father to kids who weren't even technically his. He is a good person when it comes to trying to unite people. So while he's a flaming asshole most of the time and his opinions are dumbass and he says douchey things, I can't fully hate him because at least he's not as bad as the others, and at least he's a stand-up father. You know who I've never had any problems with? Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum. He's going full circle.
What were they on?
And
What were they on?
Oh, they were on
Rosenbaum,
a show
my
called
favorite Flash.
Smallville.
Just saying.
Have you not figured out by now I can never stay on topic?
Oh, I just enjoy being annoying that way.
I did watch all 10 seasons of Smallville. And it
I've got
also
all
has
10 of them in one box set.
Well, the crazy thing, so like my wife and I, before we were even married, we were like dating and we would watch that show. So I mean, it's like TV changed during the time we were watching that show. So like we started off watching the show, then a friend got a box set of a season. Then we started watching the show. You start binge watching box sets of the show. I mean, it's like, even when I tell my kids that, they're like, "What you got? You did what? You got DVD? What were you doing?" I'm like, dude, that was like the thing. It was like, I think it was Smallville and Alias were the first two shows that we started binge watching using like DVDs.
Yeah, and you know what?
Dude.
People joke about that, but somebody was tweeting even today that some streaming service where they were buying movies and having them online shut down, and they're losing all their movies because they didn't really buy.
Yeah,
the movie
that was one of my friends that was tweeting that. I can't remember who, but this shit always happens. The thing is, I've always been a physical media fan. Do you know what the first series that I actually binge watched once I got the collector's series DVDs was?
Nope.
Andromeda.
Well, that was a good show.
Okay. Yeah.
That's legit.
Love how everybody.
I even have the collector's DVDs of Earth Final Conflict. Okay, I'm a Roddenberry fan.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd girl. I am a nerd girl.
I've got some binging planned as soon as I finish watching all of Netflix.
Oh,
oh boy.
And
I'm driving to the store and running errands with my mom earlier, and we're sitting in the car and we're talking about the fact that me and my mom were bitching about these women that complain about saying all this shit about male nerds don't want to let women in and stuff. We're both sitting there going, bullshit. We were always handedly welcome. The guys were like, yes, woman, join the group.
Yeah.
And they wanted every girl that would join the group because there aren't that many nerd girls, and the guys wanted the girls around to look at. Let's be honest.
I actually really enjoyed Felicity's character in the beginning of the Arrows show. Not now, like when I think around season 4 or 5, I started getting annoyed by her. But in the beginning,
she went
I thought she was funny.
Yeah, she went from being cute and clumsy to being Felicity Sue.
Yeah, she was like they made it was like Arrow became Felicity featuring the Green Arrow.
That's what they're doing with Flash.
Yeah.
That's what they do with Flash. They and you know, since they've got Iris all pumped up, overpowered now, they said, well, you know, who are we going to get to next? So now they've taken Cecile, and they just Cecile is basically Raven. Cecile is Raven now.
She's been even when I was watching it, Cecile was pretty powerful.
Oh well, no, she's stealing people's psychic powers now and adding them to her own.
So she's kind of like a rogue Raven.
Yeah, a parasite Raven.
Yeah, she's like a.
Like, this is my problem with these shows is like, it's like you had a good formula in the beginning. You can build on the characters without completely changing the dynamic. Especially like in the Arrow and Flash shows and all, like the biggest problem to me was the fact that it was like the team had to become like this thing. It was less about the hero. Yeah, it was like
back to all their virtue signaling bullshit. Do you know which one set me off the most lately?
The Legends of Tomorrow.
The stupid ad for the new fucking Predator, where they're trying to portray that the tribes weren't willing to let the woman be a hunter and shit like that. It's like almost every single tribe on the fucking continent had female braves and hunters. Yeah. You're throwing away our culture and trying to turn us into other groups just so you can virtue signal and hate on our men who didn't do anything wrong. Fuck you.
But they can't tell Mulan if you don't let them do that. I mean, that's the story.
We're not fucking Mulan. Not every fucking native tribe here is Asian roots, no matter what they want to claim. We're not fucking Mulan. We don't agree with Chinese culture. Fuck that fucking shit.
But that's the only story there is.
That's the only story there is about a female warrior is Mulan.
Ever. And it's the only one we can tell.
Yeah, change the trappings.
I still have to write my series. I still have to write the books on the female braves.
Yeah, you need to get right on that.
If you want to sell it, you're going to have to find a female brave, or, and I know this is a drastic and possibly daring decision, make one up, and she's going to have the side of her head shaved.
No, fuck that. No, I'm going to write these, and I'm going to write these accurate, and that's going to include the fact that the female braves were people that were trying to reclaim the honor they lost by not being able to conceive children.
The best thing you can do is just repurpose the script for the new Mulan movie, not the old one.
Oh no, fuck that bullshit hard. Fuck that little bitch up her fucking twat more.
Your female brave has chi powers.
Fuck no.
And she has absolutely nothing wrong in her life. She has nothing to overcome.
She has been imbued with the Great Spirit.
I have... Oh, one moment here.
Just, we need more Rey Skywalkers in this world.
Yes.
That would be Palpatine to you.
How dare you? She said
here's the thing.
Rey Skywalker, and I believe
her. I forgot.
Women.
She felt like she was a Skywalker. I forgot.
Yeah, well, she identified as a Skywalker, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm not a
biologist, so does every identity-stealing hack in the world.
Hey, I've been identifying as a Kennedy lately. I'm waiting for things to line up.
Your money?
But
exactly.
Yeah. Where's my trust fund?
I gotta help my mom with a few things. You guys gonna be around for a few minutes here?
Hey, I'll see you later. I'm gonna bounce probably by the time you get back, because I gotta get up in the morning for work.
Yeah, I got that thing going on too. Still that day job thing. So, but here's the thing with never mind Rey. The story is about Palpatine, because what happens with Palpatine is he's still alive. He's still good, and these stormtrooper things that he's built from clones, that's not going to work out for him. But he's seen what he's been able to do with Vader and the others with the electronic components. He's going to go full electronic, and they're just going to be robotic stormtroopers. You're going to give them a black look to them, and eventually he's going to kind of get them more Vader-ish, get that black TIE fighter look to them. They're going to have the goggles on, and it's going to have a little scanner going back and forth like this, and this being a galaxy far, far away and long ago, he's going to drive the Rebel Alliance to the stars. They're just going to scatter to find other places to live in other galaxies. And by the time Commander Adama gets on the Galactica to go look for where they went, he's going to have his cybernetic stormtroopers, he calls them Cylons now, chase after them because he wants to find out where they went to, because he wants to eradicate the last of the rebellion. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until Commander Sheridan faces him down on Babylon 5.
This is RJ and the Multiverse of Madness.
But when does the Federation get involved?
Well, where do you think the Borg came from?
Okay, yeah. You're right. And then,
actually, it's not so much the Federation, because what Palpatine's, as he gets older, he gets smaller until he's really just like a shriveled brain in a robotic body, and he can't build the stormtroopers anymore, so he goes with a very basic design, and they're still on the same thing. All they want to do is exterminate.
Perfect.
There you go.
Exterminate, and just.
And I believe Rey is the ancestor of Admiral Picard.
Yes, that is true. Absolutely. So we can trace Palpatine a timeline from Star Wars to Battlestar Galactica to Doctor Who to Babylon 5.
And from what I understand, Picard, he starts off being very naval, very straightforward commander. And then as he gets older, he becomes very wistful and just talks about how much he loves the stars and his mother.
Picks apples.
And just, he's always musing on just the beauty of the surface level of the universe.
Yeah. You know what, though? I don't think he's descended from Rey. I think he's descended from... He's one of Leia's kids.
Okay.
I think Rey's children went on to become the Q Continuum, because they're nothing
right.
but midichlorians.
Because her god powers were passed on, and they just got better until But the biggest problem though we have is that we haven't seen any female Qs, and that those would be the strongest Qs. Like they would make Q look like
That's why you don't see any of them, because they're sending all the male underlings out to do their work.
Okay. Yeah, but isn't that a form of misogyny? Because they're the shot callers,
Yeah, they're in charge. They're the queens, Q queens. That's why they're called the Q Continuum. The Q stands for queen.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
See, it's all come full circle now. The circle is complete.
Because really, in my entertainment, I don't want to see the men do anything. I just want to see them become I want them to trip.
Then you are living in the right epoch, my friend.
No, see, first of all, you haven't seen men do anything, you bigot. All of those Q identify as women.
It wasn't the long Aaron.
Unless you're a biologist, you can't say whether they're men or not. Are you a biologist?
Yeah,
then shut your mouth.
And furthermore, are you a xenobiologist? Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so it wasn't the long.
You didn't miss
Aaron.
anything.
The long story short is, we're in the middle of the mountains. It's the middle of the night. Mom had to get the trash out, and it's down a hillside in the middle of the dark. And we've had mountain lion sightings recently. She's disabled.
Oh, cool.
She needed my help to be out there armed in case anything happened.
So taking out the trash is an adventure. That's all good.
Yes.
I live on a mountain here in the Ozarks in northwest Arkansas, and worst I've got to worry about is two squirrels. Two big fat raccoons that raid the squirrel feeder.
You don't usually get them in even the little micro towns like this, but we've actually had one sighted several times in this town recently. So
that's bad news.
I'm not having my mom go out unarmed alone trying to load the trash bin. So I went out armed with the machete ready to attack if anything happened.
You're not gonna attack the female ones though, right? Just the male ones.
I'm gonna defend myself against anything that attacks me. I don't give a shit what it is.
You're a bigot. You're a bigot.
You can't attack the females. The females are the go-getters.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
Future.
I'll beat the shit out of another woman if I have to.
I don't know if you're a woman or not. I'm not a biologist.
Seriously, none of us are biologists.
I'm a fucking woman. I know what I am.
Look, I didn't go to science school, okay? Like,
Woman.
I don't see gender. I don't see color.
Do you have a PhD in biology? I don't.
I didn't go to school for that.
You guys
And
are
that's
such
why-
smart asses.
Darth Vader could be a woman for all we know. And I think
How hard was that for you to actually say?
It wasn't, because I'm an equal opportunity type of
Dumbass?
person. I look at people who are strong, and I think that's might be a woman because of the
Hey.
strength.
I'm strong and I'm a woman and I don't care. Those people are dumbasses.
Right.
Hey guys, it's been real. I gotta get to bed so I can get to work in the morning.
Get some sleep
Well,
and
that's cool.
stay out of trouble. And that's coming from me, of all people.
I was about to say, all right.
Well, I mean,
I was gonna say that's the pot calling the kettle black, but then I'd be a racist. So I
Look,
can't say
no.
that.
It's the albino calling the white man pale. I mean,
see, I don't see race.
I can't say anything. I'm a middle-aged white man at the only time in history when that's the worst thing to be.
I
I
can
think I
say
could jump in
plenty.
a time machine and pop out
I
anywhere.
have
Yeah,
more
you have no
checklists
say.
on me than most people would ever dream, and I'll say whatever the fuck I want. So bring it, bitches.
But are you sure that you're a man?
No, I'm not. Or are you talking to him?
I was talking to him because
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I just felt like that was a very declarative statement to make in 20.
he could be a bearded lady. I mean, does he have PCOS?
Hang on.
I don't want to see
Okay.
it.
Definitely a dude.
Don't.
I mean, it doesn't matter what parts you have. Like, it matters what your soul looks like.
Oh, what
But
horse
I don't-
shit! I mean,
But we don't believe in souls because religion is a thing of the past.
Well, you know what? We have to be buried now with declarations, because we don't want archaeologists to dig up skeletons 10,000 years from now and say, "Look, wide pelvis. This was a wait. There's a note pinned to her chest. Oh, I am a man. Well then, now we know what we have here."
And also, you could be one of the third or fourth options that we're making up as we go along.
I thought there were 37 now.
oh no,
Probably.
no,
I'm not kidding.
It's
I'm not
over
exaggerating. I thought
70.
there were
It's over
37.
70. It is.
Oh, this spectrum's
So
getting
we're
wider and wider.
we're adding to the list every month.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is about 11:30 my time, so I think it's probably a good time to wrap it on up here.
Yes,
but,
11:30 here too.
Never decker with an unwrapped pecker. I mean,
Well, I have things to say about that next
Good.
stream. But thank you everybody for joining us. Let's see, John, since you got to get rolling first, where can we find you?
You can find me at Beyond Time INC on Twitter and on Insta and on YouTube. And for those of you that are old like me and you still have Facebook, you can find me at Beyond Time Comics.
Facebook. That name
The
sounds familiar.
Facebook to you, sir.
The Facebook.
Yes.
That sounds like something from a bygone era.
Yes.
I thought that was for old people and people trying to sell shit. I mean,
I think it's something where a weird, pale, ghoulish man spies on you.
That's MySpace.
would you
wow,
like to go back to MySpace and we can Twitter my Yahoo while I Google all over your Facebook?
I feel sorry for Tom.
Hit me up on
Man.
AOL Messenger.
Yeah, RJ, can we find you on AOL? Can we find you on AIM?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I miss Yahoo Instant Messenger. That thing actually fucking worked.
But where else can we find you?
You can find if it's social media. We've generally grabbed Critical Blast on all of them, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. We even have a Twitch channel. I just don't have a ball pit yet to start broadcasting from. We're working on that.
He went all over the internet. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's under the ball pit, so you can't tell.
I don't want to know what you're doing under your balls. I mean, pit. I mean,
I got a pit for him. So, and not to mention,
Damn it.
criticalblast.com. You can also, most recently, find us on Indiegogo. So we actually have a campaign now, people, where we have a hardcover 300-page signed and numbered book that will be signed by Mike Barron and Hart Fisher. So, but it's not a comic book, so nobody cares.
Well,
we
I
care. We care.
Yeah.
So,
I bought
Rosetta.
other things from the community.
Rosetta,
Okay, go ahead.
Where can we find you when you're feeling impassioned?
She's not
Oh,
online.
you can
Then.
either look for Rosem Queen 1 over on Twitter, or Eagle Rider on YouTube here, and it's the one that they list all the time under the Bike Company. Other than that, I don't know what he means by impassioned. I'm a sweet, innocent angel, and I don't know what you mean by not online at that time either, RJ, because I'm not a virgin girl at all.
You are very meek. You are very soft-spoken, and I try
you
to tell
need
you
to speak
speak
your
up.
mind more often. What you need to do.
We don't know how you really feel. But
No,
I am
It's all this. It's all the men here. It's so oppressive to me. I can't speak up.
well, luckily, I change my gender identity depending on the day and how I'm feeling. So,
I learned
yeah.
last week we can identify as birds. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I identify as a Saiyan.
this person, I almost said this lady. This person identified as a bird, and
Well, then,
This
calling
Then
that
I
person-
identify as an eagle, so I'm
saying that
protected, so they
person
don't
was
kiss my ass.
racist. Just saying, you said that's a person, and that's racist.
it's speciest, is what
Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
it was. It was
Yeah.
speciest.
Because I'm sure that this bird has a cloaca.
I just want to point out, if we can identify as birds, I am now identifying as an eagle. I am federally protected, so you screw with me and you fucking go into jail.
Well, I identify as a Saiyan, which means that
And then I'm
I-
saying goodbye and adios.
I was born with a tail. But yeah, I am, of course, Ben, your host, aka the Fuseboxx. You can find me on Twitter at Knights Outlaw. You can also find me on Instagram at Outlaw Knights. Speaking of which, the link in the description of this video will take you to the email list for Outlaw Knights. Last time I checked, we're at about 81 signups. So we're getting there. We got to get to 100 before I can schedule the launch, which I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to put that off for a while, just because we're kind of entering the slow season, and no bueno. But yeah, and I will be doing this show from now on Tuesdays around 10 p.m. So thank y'all for joining us, and we will see you next week.